Welcome, 6 is Overdrive Faithful. Hey guys, we're gonna do a brand new series, and it's called Stories That Have Nothing to Do with Motorbikes, but are told on motorbikes. That's right, and we're gonna do it with the lovely Ninja 1000 ABS 2012 with the new Vance and Hines Urban Brawlers on them. First time I've done a motovlog on them, guys. Let's get this baby rolling. Okay guys, today's story, I'm going to take you back to my youth. Oh lovely, we got a turbo diesel backing up in the middle of the road. I'm just going to go around him here. Hey, don't my pipes sound good? Woohoo! Anyway, guys, I'm going to take you back to my early, let's say maybe I was probably 20 years old back then. I'm going to take you to a time where I actually ran over a beautiful young lady. Yep, I did it. You heard it here first. I ran her over. Actually, she went right over top of my car, but still, I hit a girl. Doing, speed something like what we're doing now. Around 40 kilometers an hour, I hit a girl and she flew over my car. Now what had happened was I was cruising around at about 2 o'clock in the morning. And down here, that's when all the bars let out. So I was even being kind of careful because I knew that the bar that I was passing was letting out at the time. So it's kind of, I was a young driver, but I was being pretty careful. And I swear, I don't even know if I looked down for sure or what happened, but all of a sudden, like literally, I saw a flash in front of my eyes, and this beautiful figure of acid wash and hair went right up onto my hood, over my vehicle, and went tumbling down the road behind me. Man, I put on the brakes quick, I ran back, and it was a very cold night. It wasn't snowing that night, but it was winter, and sure enough, I had hit a beautiful young girl that had ran out in between two parked cars to see her friends on the other side of the street, and I was the lucky person driving by at the time, and I managed to knock this girl right over my car, put a big dent in my hood and everything. So anyways, I wrap her up in my jacket best I can, call the authorities, and wait for whatever's going to happen. So anyway, I get there, and the traffic cop is a lady. And back then, guys, I had a mohawk, and, I dressed kind of funny. I was actually a hairdresser at one time in my life. Yeah. So anyway, here I am. I'm kind of the weirdo of Lloyd. Back then, just about everybody in the world was homophobic. This recent accepting of the gay population has only come about in the last 3 years, but back then, and I'm not saying I'm gay. Wait a second, this sounds like I'm coming out here. I'm not coming out at all. And anyway, I was a hairdresser. I wasn't gay, but everybody in town thought I was gay because I was a hairdresser. Okay, that's what I'm getting at. Anyway, so this cop comes onto the scene, and instantly I am guilty for hitting this girl. I tried to tell her everything. Like, listen, I had slowed down. I was trying to be careful, and she literally darted out. I didn't even see where she came from. She just ended up on my hood. And so this lady was not having any of that. She was trying to get eyewitnesses from just about everybody, and I was guilty. So it was an undue care and attention ticket for me, which at the time wasn't good for a young driver. It would for sure put my license in probation, if not worse. And worse than that, there is no such thing as no fault insurance, and I would be dealing with, if I was proved guilty of this, and it was a traffic court appearance, if I was found guilty, this girl lying in the street here could potentially sue me. So anyway, she gives me this ticket. I go to the lawyers the next day. They tell me it's the severity of everything. Just getting some advice. I can't even get a traffic accorded judge. I'm 20 years old. I don't have 2 nickels to rub together. This is not a story about a motorbike. So I never hit her with a motorbike. She went over the roof of my car. Her head hit the fender and the top of the fender, put a big dent worth about $700 into my car. And she went over. She ended up being fine. They called it a mild concussion, which basically she means she had a headache. But they released her from the hospital same night. So anyway, they made me go to court over this thing to fight this undue care and attention ticket. So I couldn't afford a lawyer, so I basically just had to show up myself and have them do the worst for me. I got to court, and well, before I went to court, I did everything. I got accident reports. I made sure that I was completely prepared for this. How far my stopping distance was, I got that report from the cops. I got everything. So it's a good thing I did, because I went to court and they were out to get me. Like, they had witnesses and everything, and they were telling how I was speeding through the zone, how I was fishtailing before I hit her, and I had known that the skid marks were after I stopped, because I stopped quite quickly and they were partially in snow. They said it was snowing. I found the weather report saying it wasn't. Anyway, I got to go to court, guys, and I got to be Perry Mason or Matlock or whatever you call him. I got to be this guy going, objection, Your Honor, they're leading a witness, that kind of stuff. So I did all that, and I fought the law, and I won. Yeah, woohoo! Insert applause here. So that was a pretty cool experience, guys. I was terrified. Right at the start of the session, the judge told me, you better not do this, man. Like, do you realize the implications of representing yourself on a case like this? And I told him, unfortunately, I can't have a court-approved lawyer because it's a traffic court, and I need to do this on my own because I can't afford a litigator. So he said, it's your funeral. So I ended up winning, and I think the reason I did end up winning is because the lawyers were woefully unprepared for the case, and yeah. I don't recommend doing it though, guys, because these guys, if you're not prepared, and I mean fully prepared, you is going down. So anyway, that's my story for today that has nothing to do with motorcycles, told on a motorcycle. This is 6IOD. Bye-bye.